The Amur tiger, Panthera tigris altaica. Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good day, wherever you are in the world. This is Abdullah speaking, and today's topic is about the Siberian tiger. Particularly because the Siberian tiger is one of the most fascinating animals for me. So I've been focusing recently on the cave lion, and I was already intending to do this topic about the Siberian tiger, but I just was a little bit busy, and I had some works for the university and stuff. And after graduation, I had more free time. So yeah. Anyhow, we all know the Siberian tiger. Somehow we heard about it, but what is it exactly? The Siberian tiger is the biggest subspecies of the tiger, and the tiger is the biggest of all the felines, of all the cats, the big cats as well. So here we have an animal, a land carnivore, which is up to 300 kilograms in some cases, which is a very large animal, even sometimes 250, 260 kilograms, 240, and so on. And basically, the Siberian tiger is found in the far Russian east. It used also to exist in a vast range, in a mountain range, and also in a very unique habitat and ecological system, which is not well known today, unfortunately, due to the habitat loss and due to also to the extremely remote nature of this area. Now, this area is the Russian Far East, which is also an area where there is the Atlantic Ocean, and that's what's unique about this area, because we have a forest area that is full of snowfall, full of animals like the wild boar, like some sika deer, and so on, some deer species, and also we have the black bear, and also we have the wolves, and we also have the very unique Amur leopard as well, and we also have the Siberian tiger in this range. We also have some animals like the raccoon dog. We have other animals like the crows, of course, we all know these. Some animals, or also a various huge range of wildlife in that area. Of course, the Saikoti Alin mountain region, which is in the southeast Primoria province. I don't know if you guys watch the documentaries that are made recently about the Siberian tiger, but they've been one of the main influences that I derived from to basically study the Siberian tiger, of course. So basically, the northeast China is a very unique area, which also used to have this Siberian tiger. Right now, the numbers of the Siberian tiger, unfortunately, are very low. It used to exist on a huge range. It used to have a bigger population, but the problem is always the poachers, the hunting human beings coming across the range of the tiger, killing it, destroying its habitat, using it for Chinese medicine or other types of medicine. And also in Russia, there is a high reward for such hunting operation. For example, if you capture a tiger and you have its body, you can make thousands of dollars from it. So all of these are problems that are basically endangering the Siberian tiger, which honestly, the Panthera tigris is a very amazing animal. You just look at this animal and you realize how majestic and big and amazing it is. You are talking about the king of the jungle, the king of the northern jungles, and the king of Asia, of the Asian wildlife. And you know, it's funny nowadays, it's ironic as well, because most of people are not aware of the fact that today's earth is totally different from even if we look at it 100 years ago. And this is one of the things that I'm really passionate about. So if we look at the ecological system and the natural world that just 100 years ago, for example, we'll see a huge difference, a huge difference in that we used to have a huge population of different species that now unfortunately are extinct and are no longer alive. Unfortunately, they have died out as a result of these things, as a result of the human intervention, the hunting, and all of these unfortunate factors that lead to their decline. And also, of course, the colonization of Earth by the human beings is a very destructive thing, because it took huge swaths of land and ranges, and just as the human beings, you know, migrate and they settle in new areas, they would turn these areas and use their resources, and the resources of these areas would be used, and they will change it into urban areas, which unfortunately does not fit wild animals. And so this is affecting the wildlife. By now this is a very well known thing. It's not a new thing. It's very easy to study if you study ecology, if you study biology, if you study all of these type of science branches that are, you know, studying and focusing on the issue of wildlife. So basically, the Siberian tiger used to exist from the, the area of China to a certain extent, the north, and the Korea also. That's one of the things that I find really interesting is the unique nature of this animal, the Siberian tiger. It used to exist in Korea as well, and just right now, for example, if you look at the Asian, the tiger is I look at the tiger as the animal of Asia, because it represents the Asian continent exactly as it is. The tiger reigned supreme across all the ranges, the ecological ranges, from the south to the north, to the northeast, to the southeast, to the northwest, to the northeast, to the south, even to the Southeast Asia. And this is remarkable. You will look at an animal like the tiger, and you just marvel at how amazing it really did, basically adapt to all of these climates, from the north region where we have the Siberian tiger in the snow, and its fur, thick fur and huge muscle, huge bulk and big body, which is a very marvelous animal. So we also have another other subspecies of tiger, of course, which are the Indonesian tiger, which unfortunately most of its subspecies are gone extinct. Like we have the one from the island of Java, also the other one from the island of if I remember correctly, the island of. There are 3 subspecies of the tiger in Indonesia: from Java, the Javan tiger; from Bali, the Bali tiger, and there is a other tiger. We'll just go back and when I remember it. And also we have the Malaysian tiger. We also have the South China tiger, which this animal is very unique because they were low on numbers, that they started in the starting of this millennia, since I think 2004 or 2000, in the 2000s and up to 2012, something like this. They started a reintroduction program for the South China tiger in South Africa. I know it sounds weird, a tiger in Africa, that's a weird thing, not a leopard, this is a tiger, a striped cat. So they started this program, and I don't know, right now I used to keep up with this program until recently in 2016, 2017, but right now I need to keep up with it, and I will make videos on and updates on it. So that's a very amazing thing. Unfortunately, I look at China and I really admire its habitat in the old past, because it's an amazing area, amazing country, and its ecological niche, its ecological environment is amazing, and the animals that it had are very unique, and unfortunately a lot of them went extinct. Most of these countries that are very civilization, wherever it comes, it kills the wildlife almost, and this is a problem that wild animals are facing. So we also have the Indo-Chinese tiger, which is a very unique other subspecies of the tiger. Now we also have the Caspian tiger, which is the Persian tiger, which a lot of people don't know about, unfortunately. and unfortunately it went extinct in the last century. We also have the Turkish tiger. It used to exist. I'm not gonna call it the Turkish tiger because it's the tiger subspecies that used to exist in the area of Turkey, and even to a lesser extent I think in the Middle East, around this area. So you had of course we have also the Bengal tiger, or as known as the Royal Bengal tiger, which is found in India and Bangladesh, which needs no introduction here, which is very well known. It's the most famous, from what I can tell, tiger subspecies so far, from what I can tell. And yeah, and we also have the Sumatran tiger. That's the other Indonesian subspecies. Now I just remembered it. And the fact that the Persian tiger, which is the Persian tiger, it used to coexist and to live also with lions to a certain extent. Sorry about. And so if you look, there is a very amazing thing that people also are not aware of, is the fact that we used to have the Iranian lion, and we had a lion in Iran, and also we had a tiger. Although they did each to a certain extent dominated a certain range of habitat, there are reports of them mixing together somehow in some wild ranges. I mean, coming into contact with each other, having encounters, as if you may say, just like what happened in India. Like right now, even we still have the Bengal tiger, and we still have the Asiatic lion, the Panthera leopersica, which is also somehow used to exist in the Persia, also in Pakistan and these regions, and also in Afghanistan and in the areas, and so you had this animal, and now unfortunately it's only in the Gujarat forest. And anyhow, that's the introduction for the tiger subspecies. Now, focusing on the Siberian tiger. The Siberian tiger has unique features which sets it apart from other tiger subspecies. Number one, for what I can tell, is the size. It is a very huge animal compared to other subspecies of tiger. And if you compare, for example, the Siberian tiger, which is the biggest subspecies, you can compare it to other tiger subspecies. For example, in some tiger subspecies that adapted to islands, you can realize that the tigers have become very small. Like they also can reach very small weight compared to the Siberian tiger, and that's also a very remarkable, very fascinating topic, how the different subspecies of tiger evolved in different areas and how they've adapted. Now, looking at the recent documentaries that have featured the Siberian tiger, it's worth noting that one Korean filmmaker who went ahead and did a fantastic and an amazing work of filmmaking. He did film the life of the last Siberian tigers. I don't want to say the last Siberian tigers, because hopefully they are not the last, but because there are a few remaining. This guy is known as Park, and he's a Korean man, and he spent couple years, almost couple months and years, on a constant basis in the forests of this Far East of Russia, and he used to basically set up his hideout and to basically cover the tigers whenever he can, set up traps, camera traps, and all that sort of thing. And he became a little bit more of a famous person who definitely did a marvelous job in conserving the tiger, and I really love that as a wildlife enthusiast. And so you had this man staying in the forest for long times and covering the lives of tigers, and he basically discovered so many things about this unique animal. He discovered that the Siberian tiger right now is suffering from the hunting, which unfortunately shows a lack of, appreciation for nature from the side of human beings. Because if you have only few hundred wild animals left from a certain subspecies, just as is the case with the Siberian tiger, then why would you hunt it? This is insane. And that's he discovered that he was he was covering different tiger families and how they grow and all of this, and it's an amazing story. You can go and watch it yourself on YouTube. And so that's regarding the documentaries. There is also this other guy who is an amazing American ecological scientist and the wildlife expert, who also met Park and talked with him about this experience. And they went together in the forest, and they also discovered together how Park used to basically sit in his hideout, and what his strategies were, and all of this stuff that led him to basically do an amazing job by capturing the wild Siberian tiger in the wild, which is a very unique, very rare thing to do. And honestly, looking at the Siberian tiger in its natural habitat, in the snowy mountains, in the forest, in the pine forests, is something that is so amazing. It captures the essence of nature, and it's no wonder that Vladimir Putin, the president of the Russian Federation, has recently been doing great work for conserving the tiger, the Siberian tiger. And this even reached a level to which, the tiger now is also said to be that the Russian tiger is just like we say the Russian bear. So that's also something that is amazing, and I found it amazing. Now, looking at the Siberian tiger, we find out that the what I used to call the Turkish tiger, it's not actually the that tiger which is found in the area of Turkey and the Middle East. It is very unique tiger. It's a big subspecies. Also, the Caspian tiger, which is the Persian tiger, is very related to the Siberian tiger. So the Siberian tiger is a huge animal. Also, the Caspian tiger, which is the Persian tiger, is also a very big and huge animal. And I find out that the recent studies that did the mitochondrial DNA analysis and the phylogeographic studies that did compare these two animals did found similarities. They did find out that they are genetically, related to each other, and that's fascinating. And so if we look, for example, at the population of the Siberian tiger, there is a recent study that shows that the recent times have been not so bad in the population. So there is a little bit of population growth for the Siberian tiger, and that is something that is actually that is something that is hopeful. There is hope for this animal, at least. So we said that it's also one of the very amazing things that I did not mention is that the Siberian tiger used to exist in Mongolia, believe it or not, and that's very fascinating thing. And it's also said to have been existing in Korea. Of course, when I say Korea, I don't mean only South Korea, I mean also North Korea. So that's why also you had this animal as the symbol of the Korean animal. So as a symbol of Korea, of course. So that once upon a time, unfortunately, it used to exist in this region. That's the way it is. I mean, for an animal like the Siberian tiger, there is so much to talk about, honestly. So I'm gonna talk in other episodes about the Siberian tiger and more interesting facts. Also more rare facts, because all of my episodes basically try to focus on the rare facts that are not so much widely known. So with that being said, just a little bit about the Siberian tiger before I end this video. The Siberian tiger hunts wild boar. It also hunts the some deer subspecies. It coexists with the Amur leopard, and also the Amur leopard has a story of its own, which I will cover in another episode. And the amazing thing about the Siberian tiger is its ability to exist in a very super cold region, like -20, I guess it's also -25. So, and it's all snowy, and it's all very remote forest areas. So that's about it. We'll see you in the next episode.